Good evening. In the life of all free nations, there come moments that decide the direction of a country and reveal the character of its people. We are now at such a moment.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Tonight I want to talk to you on a subject of deep concern to all Americans and to many people in all parts of the world, the war in Vietnam.
As terrorists are defeated, civil society takes root, and the Iraqis assume more control over their own security, our mission in Iraq will evolve. The more successful we are, the more American troops can return home.
As South Vietnamese forces become stronger, the rate of American withdrawal can become greater. I have not and do not intend to announce the timetable for our program.
If we were to be driven out of Iraq, extremists of all strains would be emboldened. Al-Qaeda could gain new recruits and new sanctuaries. Democracy movements would be violently reversed. We would leave our children to face a far more dangerous world.
The precipitate withdrawal of all American forces from Vietnam would be a disaster not only for South Vietnam, but for the United States. With the sudden collapse of our support, these atrocities of Hue would become the nightmare of the entire nation, and particularly for the 1.5 million Catholic refugees who fled to South Vietnam when the communists took over in the north.
It will soon be possible to bring home an Army Combat Brigade for a total force reduction of 5,700 troops by Christmas.
After 5 years of Americans going into Vietnam, we are finally bringing American men home. By December 15, over 60,000 men will have been withdrawn from South Vietnam.
Yet those of us who believe success in Iraq is essential to our security, and those who believe we should begin bringing our troops home, have been at odds. Some say the gains we are making in Iraq come too late. They are mistaken.
I rejected the recommendation that I should end the war by immediately withdrawing all of our forces. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
God bless America.
I hear the voices. White man in a suit. I hear the voices. Major benefit reductions. I hear the voices. Poor people aren't necessarily killers. I hear the voices. I'm a war president. Bring them on. I hear the voices. Subvert the legislature. I hear the voices. We will not turn back. I hear the voices. Our military is low on parts. I hear the voices.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I hear the voices. Catapult the propaganda. I hear the voices.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
I hear the voices. Must be held accountable. I hear the voices. It's time for the man to go.